How to NoFap. This is the ultimate guide to help you to improve yourself. So when it comes to NoFap, this is a buzzword that has been getting quite a lot of popularity in recent years. But in this video, I actually want to talk about my experience, because I've seen all of these amazing individuals talk about the amazing experiences on how NoFap helped them. But I've never really talked about my experience with it. I've never been a huge addict when it comes to this topic, but being someone that's extremely successful with girls, someone that's really content yet also purpose driven, I feel like I've got some valuable insights for a lot of you guys that want to participate in NoFap. Because when it comes to NoFap, it can really change your life, but only if you change yours. And if that doesn't make sense yet, no worries. In this video, I'll be talking about how to NoFap, and with that said, let's get started. So what is NoFap anyway? NoFap is a movement abstaining from pornography and masturbation. The name itself is derived from NoFap, which is a slang word for masturbation. And it's not about demonizing self-pleasure, it's more about self-control and personal growth. So let's break it down. These are the basics. No pornography. Say goodbye to those explicit websites, because consuming explicit content can have detrimental effect on your mental well-being, on your perspective of life, of women, and that's why it's extremely important to get rid of them. The second thing is no masturbation, and this one kind of explains itself. If you're someone that avoids your solo activities, it can lead to a few surprising benefits, and I'll include some later in the video. And I understand that you might be wondering, is there any science that supports NoFap? And to answer that question in a binary sense, the answer is yes. But here are some key points that you need to understand. The first thing is a dopamine reset. Watching explicit content can lead to an overstimulation of the brain's reward system. And over time, this can desensitize you to your everyday pleasures. So when it comes to taking a little walk, going outside with a dog, or even having a conversation with someone, you won't feel any benefits to it, because you've already tricked your brain to get the ultimate benefit, even though you never deserved it in the first place. And that's why NoFap is extremely important for individuals like that. NoFap allows you to reset your brain's dopamine receptors, making you more sensitive to the normal life. The second thing is boosting testosterone. Several studies suggest that abstaining from masturbation can lead to a temporary increase of testosterone levels. And this hormone is associated with your mood, energy levels, and even your confidence. And the third thing is enhanced self-image. Many guys report an increased self-esteem and self-image when they start NoFap, because breaking free of reliance of explicit content can make you feel better about yourself. It can boost real-life confidence in interactions, because now you've got self-control, now you've got discipline, and now it's time for personal growth. And now I want to talk about on how to get started in NoFap journey. This will be a step-by-step guidance. As I'm giving you the steps, I'll also talk a little bit about my journey, and hopefully with this little extra context, it will help you with your journey too. So let's get started. Number one, set clear goals. You need to have a clear reason as to why you want to start, because it's very difficult for your brain sometimes to rationalize this. Your brain is like, hey yo, I'm getting the best reward I can get, and now you're trying to take it away from me. Give me a good reason for it. And when it comes to a reason for you, it can be anything that's of value for you. But I can give a little bit of story as to how I started. I actually accidentally started. I was 14 and a half years old, so I was still a teenager. Now I'm 23 years old, and there was this girl that I had a crush on. But not a normal crush. It was more of an obsessive kind of crush. Every little thing she did, I found extremely fascinated. Every little thing that I saw about her. Every single time she posted an Instagram story or a picture, I got this dopamine rush. And so my reason was accidental, because I really liked her. I just simply wasn't focused on that anymore. I was way more focused on her, on what she was doing in her life. And even if I would watch it, even if I would engage in it, it didn't really feel like I wanted to. It felt like I had a different purpose. I was so distracted with other goals in life. And that brings me to number two, delete temptations. Remove explicit content from your devices. I know a lot of you guys are a little bit of perverts. You have like a lot of videos, a lot of pictures. You follow all of these women that act in a certain way on Instagram. Get rid of all of that. You know, if you're really serious, you would do so. And I'm telling you, if you're someone that isn't doing that, you're like, okay, I'll be okay. You can't blame me, you can't blame yourself if you end up falling again, especially in the beginning. Because for example, if you go to my Instagram, I've never really followed any of those people. I've never really cared, but even now, in the last year, I actually unfollowed like more than 200-300 people, because I was like, I don't really care about your life. It doesn't affect my life, so I only follow a small amount of people, and it's extremely important for you to do the same. Don't follow people you don't look up to. Don't follow people you don't want to be like. If you have a specific goal in mind and you feel like that person will help you out, okay, follow them. But if something is a distraction, and especially when it comes to explicit content, get rid of it. Because nowadays on social media, it's very easy to get access to it. You don't even have to go to those explicit websites. You can even find it on Instagram, you can find it on Twitter, you can even find it on YouTube. It's like soft porn at this point. It's quite disgusting, but at the same time, you need to be aware that this is something that's out there, and to minimize you getting it in your recommendation, try to unfollow the people that produce it. Because when it comes to my personal journey, when I was 14 and a half years old, I never really followed anyone like that, so I was too focused on other things. I was focused on improving myself, I was focused on my education, on my sports, because I used to play football and a lot of other things. So I really never had those temptations in front of me, especially since I already had a crush on this girl. It felt like, it sounds weird now, but it kind of felt like cheating. I was like, nah, this is the future, this is my purpose. I don't want to like engage in this kind of content if I like this person. It sounds quite silly now, but obviously as a 14 and a half year old person, your mind works differently, and at least it worked for me, you know. So I do want to highly suggest you, I'm saying it again, delete any sort of temptation. If you don't delete any sort of temptation, you can't expect to succeed. You can be like, yeah, okay, cool, I thank you for this video, now I know all of the steps, but you need to engage with the steps. So please listen to me and delete all of the temptations now, right now, off your phones, because this is the key step if you're someone that wants to succeed with NoFap in the long term. And now I want to move on to number 3, find healthy distractions. So the people that have zero self-discipline, the people that have zero self-control are losers. And I know you might be watching this and you'll be like, hey yo, why are you saying this? You're talking about me. But listen, if you're someone that can't control yourself, it says a lot about who you are as an individual. And I'm not saying that it will be easy, but you need to have healthy distractions. When I was 14 and a half years old, this girl ended up being my distraction. Not in the sense that I was only obsessed with her, but because of her, I also started to improve myself. I started to work on myself. I started to read about how to improve myself. I did anything possible to become the best version of who I am today. And that was my healthy distraction. But for other individuals, it can be watching a football match. It can be something else that you enjoy. It can be engaging in something productive. Because as a man of value, you need to have purpose. You need to be ambitious. And if you're someone that has neither of those two, you might as well fall back into the category of being a loser. Because eventually, if you are a loser, you'll fall back into these fapping habits. If you're someone that wants to get out of these fapping habits, you want to engage in NoFap, it shouldn't even cross your mind. I never think about, oh yeah, hey look, I'm NoFapping. I'm like living my life, I'm working extremely hard, I've got purpose in life, I'm ambitious, and these are the things that you need as well. You need purpose in your life, you need to be ambitious, you need to have healthy distractions, because otherwise, even though in the short term you're able to fight against it, you'll be like, okay, I haven't done it 1 day, I haven't done it 2 days, I haven't done it 3 days, but in the long term you still fall back into it because you're thinking about it. Why thinking about it? If you've got healthy distractions, you won't be thinking about it because you'll be so busy living a purposeful, ambitious life that it wouldn't even cross your mind. Number 4 is to track your progress. And I know I'm not talking about counting the days, yes, as like you're some sort of prisoner. Yeah, I've only got 10 more days left and then I've hit 100 days of NoFap. It doesn't work like that. What I mean by tracking your progress is that you need to look at yourself. Do you feel better? How is your hormonal system? Do you have improved mood? Do you have better energy levels? Do you feel happier? Do you feel like you are yourself again? Do you feel like you have more self-control? Do you feel like you have discipline? Track all of these things. Because even though I accidentally started this, even I, someone that wasn't even focused on this, I noticed a lot of difference in myself. Especially like if you're 14, 15, a teenager, you have so much energy. Even now, I'm like in my early 20s, I have so much energy. But when you engage in fapping, it really drains your body. The older you get, the more it will drain. Because the other day I was talking to my mate, he's Ilker, he's like 28 years old. He told me that, I was like, yeah, nah, you know, stuff like this kind of drains you. He's like, yeah, once you actually get older, the older you get, the more it will drain you. So it's so unfortunate that so many people engage in this stuff and like get rid of all of the energy, because you've got so much energy, and if you hone in when it comes to this energy and use it for training purposes, to educate yourself, or any other purposes in your life, you'll be able to easily breeze off the competition. Because nowadays there's no competition. A lot of people still engage with this stuff and they are living half-assed loser lives, but this is a sign for you to change. If you're someone that is willing to follow all of these steps and track your progress, to give yourself that bias to continue, because if you see that you're getting results, you're becoming a better person, and you're continually doing this, that's amazing. And don't feel bad if once in a while you end up doing it again. I know some of you freaks that do NoFap find it such a big deal. Oh my god, I lost all my progress. No, you know, like your body only stores semen on up to 14 days and then it like makes it again. So all of this semen retention doesn't really apply even if you do it for 100 days, 200 days. It's not like you keep it from day 0 to day 200, but it's more about the habit building. It's more about having self-control, and these are things that are extremely important if you are someone that wants to become a man of value. So even though it sounds like it's not a big deal, but if you really think about it as to how these little things can affect your life, you'll start to realize, hey yo, maybe I shouldn't watch all of that stuff anymore. I shouldn't engage in explicit content. And I haven't even mentioned about how it affects your mind. I haven't even mentioned about how it corrupts your mind. Because I know a lot of guys that think that this stuff is real, even though they know they're actors being played, that they are playing this, they still generally think that this is a healthy way of engaging with the opposite sex, whilst when you're engaging in this stuff is completely different than what you see online. And this can really corrupt the brain of a lot of guys. So watching it isn't good at all. And that's something I haven't even talked about. So just to summarize everything. Number one is to set clear goals for yourself. You need to have a why. My why ended up being that girl that I had a crush on. The second thing is to delete temptations. Don't have anything on your phone, because even though you think, yeah, in the short term I'll be good, in the long term it will be detrimental. And especially with all of the soft porn online, it's very easy to fall into this again. And number three is to find healthy distractions. You want to have healthy distractions. You want to be someone that's purpose in life. You want to be ambitious, because if you're a loser that wants to stop fapping, eventually you'll end up being a fapper again. That's just part of it. And to become a NoFap, or at least someone that doesn't even think about it, you need to have purpose in life. You need to have bigger goals that you don't even think about it, because you're so busy living your best life, chasing your dreams. And that's extremely important. And then the fourth thing is to track your progress, not days. Don't think about how many days you haven't done it, but focus on how it makes you feel. Focus on the benefits and remind yourself that this is the reason you don't want to engage in it again. At least not in the extreme sense that you used to do in the past. Not in the sense where you do it every day or multiple times every day. Maybe once per week, once per 2 weeks, it should be fine. And that's pretty much it. If you're someone that really feels like, okay, all of this sounds amazing, but I don't know what kind of purpose I need in my life. I'm still quite young, or maybe I have never really found the purpose I was looking for. I would highly recommend you to check out my free book. It's called Glow Up Secrets. And I know damn well that after reading that book, it will really open your mind. It will shift your mind into a new reality that will allow you to find purpose, that will allow you to look at the better and finer things in life, and will allow you to become a man that you've always dreamed of. So definitely check it out. It's completely free. I genuinely want to help you out, and I know that this book will change your life. And that's pretty much the end of this video. So thank you so much for watching. I genuinely appreciate your time, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye.